Hello, today is 2/23 of 26, and I am here with a video of what I eat in a day on my keto journey. If you're new here, my name is Christy. I changed my diet to a high protein, moderate fat, low carb diet in April of 2024. I am working on drinking my coffee, which I made with 1 cup of Fairlife whole milk, a serving of whey isolate protein powder, a serving of collagen peptides, and a tablespoon of MCT oil. I also had a donut, which I get from Conscious Comforts, which is a local bakery in my area that makes gluten-free, sugar-free donuts. I don't know if I told you. It's about 10:30. Um, and I'm also making our lunch. I'm going to get it all ready and then I'm going to stick it in the oven before I leave. And then it'll be ready like when we get back pretty much. So it's a new recipe to me. I will link to the original recipe in the description below. What I'm making is chicken enchilada casserole. So the original recipe calls for taking cauliflower, cooking it, ricing it. I'm just using pre-riced cauliflower. And I have let it cool for a bit because I am going to be adding an egg to it. So you're supposed to let it cool so that, it doesn't just kind of cook your egg. So I'm going to make the base first. I have a 9 by 13 baking dish here that I've sprayed with some avocado oil. And okay, so to my bowl of cauliflower, I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of coconut flour. And I'm actually just going to kind of get this started because I don't want it to just kind of clump up with like whatever moisture might be in that cauliflower. Okay, and then I'll add some seasonings in. I need a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, a 1/4 teaspoon of chili powder. Now, the original recipe calls for a 1/2 teaspoon, but my family is sensitive to spice, so I'm only adding a 1/4 teaspoon. And then I need a 1/2 teaspoon of ground cumin, oregano, and smoked paprika. So the original recipe on the paprika calls for a whole teaspoon, and I'm only going to use a 1/2 just because I don't think my family could handle it. And I'll get these mixed together nicely so that those spices are all blended throughout all of that cauliflower. And then I'm going to add an egg. Okay, and then I'll get that broken up and all mixed in. I'm not sure that a slotted spoon was the best tool for the job. Like, I feel like food's just going to get stuck in those slots. I also kind of wonder if this was enough cauliflower, but we'll just go with it. I tend to do that. Okay, so then I'm just going to take this mixture and I'm going to get it into my pan and just kind of press it out, almost like a crust is what I'm doing. But I don't think I'm going to use this spoon. It smells really good. I'm actually surprised at how good it smells because I don't know, cauliflower to me doesn't always smell that great, but these spices in here really kind of amped it up. Yeah, I think I needed more cauliflower. I don't have any more, or I would like make up another batch, but I think I probably should have used like 2 packages of the cauliflower. And so I don't know, like these spices might, like it might be a lot of spice for the amount of cauliflower that is here. But again, we'll just go with it, see what happens. Okay, so now I need to get my chicken ready. So I have some pre-cooked shredded chicken. I actually seasoned it with salt, pepper, onion powder, and garlic powder. I cooked it in my pressure cooker. I like to keep it on hand for recipes, like when I need some cooked chicken in a recipe, but also just to have some protein on hand that I can like quickly eat if I need to add a little bit more protein to a meal or like I need a quick meal, something like that. So I'm going to go ahead and use that. And then I do need to add some more spices to this. I'm going to add a 1/4 teaspoon of chili powder, which again, the recipe calls for a 1/2 teaspoon, but my family can't handle that. and then a quarter teaspoon of salt. It's really just exactly what I put into my cauliflower base. I'm also putting into my chicken layer. So I've got my half teaspoon of cumin and my half teaspoon of oregano. I think I'm going to cut down that paprika a little more. Like it's supposed to be a half teaspoon. I think I'm going to only use a quarter teaspoon. Just worried about the spice for my family. Okay, so get this mixed all together. And I'm going to get this over top of my cauliflower. Spread it out. And then the original recipe calls for like traditional enchilada sauce. My family really prefers to use a verde sauce, so that's what I'm going to use. I have this Frontera green chili enchilada sauce. This is my favorite brand of green enchilada sauce. And I'm just going to pour this over the top and try to do it as evenly as I can. And then my final ingredient will be 2 cups of shredded cheddar. The original recipe calls for Mexican blend, but this is what I have on hand, so that's what I'm going to use. All right, so when I'm ready, I will, I'll get it covered now, but I'll cover this and bake it for 30 minutes. And then you're supposed to take the cover off and let it bake for another 15 to kind of help brown that cheese. This is what it looks like out of the oven. As you can see, my family has already dug in. I have given myself 2 servings. Just that's what I'll need to kind of like meet my protein goals for the day. I'm going to give it a try. Wow, that is really good. A bit on the spicy side. I'm not sure how that's going to work out for my family. I haven't actually asked them what they thought of it yet. So, but I really like the flavor. Just it will definitely need to have that spice reduced down. I can definitely taste that chili powder. I think maybe for my family, as long as like they add some sour cream or something that will add a bit of cooling, then it might be okay. But like it in and of itself is really good. It is 4:30 and I am getting ready for my last meal of the day. But I forgot to tell you that I had the blueberry smoothie that I made yesterday and didn't actually drink. I had that this morning before I went to the gym and rode for a half an hour. It's kind of like my routine to do that first thing in the morning. Um, it was delicious. I will link to that video in the description below. And for my dinner, I am also having some leftovers. This is some chili beef stew. I will link to that video in the description below also. It's very good. I actually enjoy it more than I thought that I would. And then I also have a half cup of, or maybe I think it's a half cup, whatever a serving is, of Good Culture cottage cheese, along with some fresh blackberries on top. My family really enjoyed the chicken enchilada dish. My husband felt it was just a little too spicy, and I can totally see that. I think if I like were to make it for my family again, I would definitely reduce the amount of spice. Although it might be better with using more cauliflower, so then the spice is a little more distributed. But still, I think I'd probably reduce it a bit. And then he also felt like it was a little dry, like he needed sour cream and um, salsa to go with it, which is fine. Like yes, those are great things to put on top. I think that that is fine to have the casserole that way. But, I think something you could do is maybe add more of the verde sauce to make it just a little more saucy, like double that amount. I think would probably be good. But I mean, it's all gone. So so my family really did enjoy it. And the kids ate a lot. So I ended up with about 1,900 calories today. My protein is 202. My net carbs are 44, and my fat is 99. So as you can see, I'm way over on my protein, and yesterday I was way under. So I really just did not need to worry about yesterday at all, and I'm glad that I didn't. I'm glad that I didn't like put that stress on myself. Maybe I'll see it tomorrow.